Hey travelers, if you're planning on heading to Cancun this year, then it's important for you to know that the new mandatory visitors tax, Visitax, is going to be going up as of February 1st. But if you prepay for your tax ahead of your trip, you can actually save a pretty decent amount of money. The new visitor tax, Visitax, is going to be increasing to 351 Mexican pesos, which is roughly $28 Canadian or $21 US. Now, what's interesting is you are able to prepay for that tax, and that's a pretty significant savings. Right now, that visitor's tax costs you 224 Mexican pesos, which is the equivalent of $18 Canadian or $13 American. And by purchasing now, as a Canadian, you'll save roughly $10 per person, or as an American, you're going to save roughly $7.50 per person. As a larger family, that's going to add up pretty quickly, especially if you've got more than one trip going there. Now, we've heard from a lot of armchair experts on Facebook saying,
"It's not mandatory. I haven't paid it for years."
Well, here's the flaw with that logic. First of all, it is mandatory. Yes, it has largely been an honor-based system, but look, if you can afford to travel, surely you can afford to pay the tourism tax. But more importantly, it's directly tied to your passport. Do you really want to be entering a foreign country where you have subverted the rules in the past, and now you're going to go there and just hope that everything runs smoothly? I mean, you take your chances, right? So yeah, I mean, before you've even touched down in Cancun, immigration officials are already going to have your advanced passport information, and they're going to know if you've been there in the last 3 years and whether or not you have paid that Visitax in the past. Have there been penalties for non-payment in the past? No, there haven't been. But will there be? There's no official statement, but when there's been interviews about this subject, a lot of people are suggesting that there will be new penalties arriving on this, whether they're financial, whether it's delays. I mean, could you imagine you finally land in Cancun and you're ready to get your bags, head into that shuttle bus and get to your resort and hop on the beach, have a cocktail, lay down and relax. Oh, no, you didn't pay. So we're going to take you into one of those side rooms, and you're going to hope that your little bit of Spanglish is enough to carry you through and explain why you didn't pay that mandatory tax in the past. Could happen. So is it a frivolous tax? I mean, is this just a cash grab? No, I don't think so. I mean, yes, there are certain places that we've all visited where they have implemented tourism taxes. I mean, let's just say Las Vegas has a lot of resort fees and convenience taxes and stuff like that. Are they really necessary? No, in my opinion. In the Mayan Riviera and in Cancun, they're doing this tourism tax so that they can help the infrastructure. So what have we seen over the last, say, 5 years? We've seen a massive increase in sargassum or seaweed accumulating on the beaches. The government is doing their best to remove this. So they've got to actually collect it and dispose of it, transport it away from the resort area. And they're looking at innovative and environmentally friendly ways to do this. So that's number one. Number two, and this largely hasn't affected us because it's only just been put into effect, but the new Mayan train is going to give you an opportunity to see a bunch of different areas of the Mayan Riviera that you wouldn't necessarily see, and in a different way. I mean, talk about traveling on a regular train or an overnight train to Chichen Itza or down towards Belize. I mean, this is some pretty interesting routing that they've developed. And I think it's going to be integral to the tourism and expansion of tourism in that area. So that's number two. And then, of course, number three is the Tulum airport, which we've been waiting for years. It's actually, it's open. So this is the Tulum International Airport. If you are traveling to any resort that is in Playa del Carmen or south of that, if you're heading there, it's actually faster for you to travel from Tulum Airport than it is to travel from Cancun Airport. So this is going to alleviate a lot of the strain and excessive tourists that are coming into Cancun Airport. For me, I think those are tourism tax dollars well spent. Since December, they've really been cracking down on this and checking to make sure that people have paid this tax. So would I chance it? No, definitely not. I've actually got a trip planned for this April, and I'm going to be prepaying because A, I can afford to travel, so I don't mind, and I'm happy to contribute to any tourism tax dollars that are going to help with the infrastructure for those aforesaid reasons. Travel is a privilege. And if they're creating this tax and it is a mandatory tax, why am I going to go to another country and break the rules? You do you, I'll do me. But I'm just saying, if you pay now, you could see some pretty decent savings. And why not take advantage of those savings, then pay the full fare? So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tip for traveling to Cancun and the Mayan Riviera in the state of Quintana Roo. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And we'll see you on the next one.